Hi, travelers. Tara here, and I hope everyone had a good weekend. I've had a strange weekend. First, I want to, all of you people who emailed me and told me my math was wrong on the last video, thank you for keeping me honest. I don't make these videos to impress you with my math skills. So for some reason, even though the page was 89, I don't know how I came up with the number 87. And then I don't know how I came to the number 6. I just have no clue. But maybe those numbers mean something to someone. I don't know. But someone emailed me. They contacted me through YouTube messaging and asked me if that changed the meaning of the reading. And no, it didn't change the meaning of the reading. It just meant my math wasn't right. So anyway, hell, y'all lucky to be getting some readings out of me. Anyway, we're going to do an open reading right now. And I want to say, if any of you, I know I have my comments turned off on my channel. It's because I don't want to be dealing with some of the foolishness that people come up with underneath there. So you can come over to the website. And I have there's a tab there that says YouTube video comments. You are more than welcome to come over to the website and leave comments. I just can't be dealing with some of the foolishness that go on underneath the videos on YouTube. So come over if you want to leave a comment. Tell me if you liked it, you didn't like it, whatever the case may be. But you can do that. To get to my website, you simply can click on the little eye in the right-hand corner there, and that'll take you directly over to the website. That's where I post the extended individual monthly readings. That's why you're only getting, what do you call these? Open readings on the channel. And that's a website membership, but you're not just gaining access to the individual monthly videos. You also get 2 free birth charts. We do astrology. We do astrology prediction. You get to learn some astrology. I'm about to post up some metaphysical videos. So it's a lot more than just, paying a membership fee to come over and watch the monthly videos. It's way more than that. There are 3 different options, membership options, and you can again click on the little eye that'll take you on over to the website. And if you don't want to do 6 months or a year, you can do 30 days. You still get your free birth chart. You still get access to all of the stuff that's there. And then after 30 days, if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to come back anymore. So let's see. You can also join me over on the Facebook group, and go to the About box section below the video. I think it's below the video. Hell, wherever it is, go there, and there's links to Facebook group. There's also the link to my website, and there's also the link to my LinkedIn profile. Okay. For those of you who've been following me on Google Plus, I just don't do Google Plus, and I'm real sorry about that. It's just, I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know if I'm posting videos to it or not. I haven't even logged in months, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, so I'm going to come to you today. We're going to use just off the bat, we're going to use the Radiant White deck. And I have the La Vida Sibilas here. I also have the Angel Answer cards and the Heart Oracle Tarot. But there are some planetary transits that are happening today that I think might be significant for some of you. And what we have is the North and the South nodes have moved to 0 degrees. The North node is at 0 degrees Virgo, or the 6th house. And the 6th house is the house of work, service, and duty. Not only to others, but to yourself. But it is also the house of health, physical health, healers, doctors, drugs, medications, things of that nature. And the connection is, it's the mind-body connection. In order for you to be prosperous or successful or to work, you have to maintain your health. And if you're working too much and you're not taking care of your health, then, you end up not being able to work. And then the North nodes the north and the south nodes of the moon are always opposite each other. So we have the south node in the 12th house. This is the house of institutions. So we're talking about hospitals, prisons, some kind of confinement. It's known as the house of self-undoing or the house of endings. It is the most karmic house. And this is the house where past life things can come back. Hidden enemies that are unbeknownst to you that come back to you through from a past life. These are typically people that you were in a relationship with. You don't even know that they're your hidden enemy, but either they're back for you to pay them back for some kind of karmic debt, or they are back so that they can pay you back. Okay, so it's not always a bad thing. It could have been in a past life. They were an enemy. Maybe, they weren't in whatever. You can find out that over on the website. And then what we have is we have the North Node is quincunxing the asteroid Salacia. Now, for those of you who are already over on the channel, on the website, and you've got your asteroid ebook, you need to go and look at what Salacia means. Salacia is the wife of Neptune. And she is just as confusing as Neptune can be. Now, what is interesting is that we know that Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And since the South Node is sitting in the house of Neptune, well, Salacia is sitting in the first house. So the husband and wife are they're close to each other. They're in different houses. And right now they're doing different things. Okay. But she's just as important as he is. But basically she operates the same way. She is the queen of the seas. And she can be confusing and or confused. But because she's sitting in the first house of self or ego, this could play out for us that either some kind of health issue may have come back, that nobody can really kind of tell us what's going on with it. It could be that you might be dealing with someone who is ill and nobody kind of knows what's going on with it. But it can also just be a sense of soul disquiet and dis-ease. And you could be projecting out things that are confusing to people, and or you yourself could feel not like yourself, a little confused. Okay. And I think that's going to be, however, I was going to say Salacia and a quincunx means that there's tension. So imagine locking two strange people in an elevator for a lifetime. Okay. You're going to get along sometimes, but there's going to be some tension. It's a small space. It's cramped. You might start stinking, so that's about a tension coming in. And then we also have Salacia, who is sextiling Ceres, and Ceres is in the sign of Taurus. Okay. Taurus rules the second house. The second house is about our money, our bank account, our movable possessions, our 401ks, our retirements. These are our personal things, your house, your apartment. These are things you yourself own. Okay. It's not the 8th house of the things that you share in a relationship and or a marriage, okay? So this is about your own stuff. Ceres is also about loss and grief and rage and anger. And her basic principle is the principle of mothering and nurturing. But it could also be about giving up some of your own power and control so that others may have it. So for some of you, this may be playing out that maybe you're going to have to, work less because you're taking care of someone who's sick. Or maybe you yourself are sick and there's someone who you might be having a bit of tension with because they're having to take care of you. But what we should not forget is that Taurus is not only the money house. Okay. And for some of you, this could play out that you're going to have to, you might have to fork over some money because some kind of illness or some kind of job thing has come. Some of you, maybe it might play out that you're going to be downsized in your job. And so you're going to have to figure out how to rearrange whatever it is you need to rearrange. You're going to have to give up some of your power and control so that other people can have it. Okay. But Ceres also offers a way of healing, because if you can figure out how to do that without being resentful and angry and vengeful about it, there's a great healing here. The North and the South nodes are on the nodes of karma. All last year, that's where the eclipses were happening, and we are now moving into the Aquarius Leo axis, and this is going to be personal leadership versus Aquarius Leo. It's going to be personal leadership over group leadership. Okay, So I'm just going to open the cards and we're going to see what's happening. Jay Burris up in, I think, San Antonio. I need to hear from you. I don't know why I got up thinking about you this morning. So I need to hear from you when you get an opportunity. Just send me a short email and let me know how you're doing if you see this. Now we have that Mercury Uranus. They're conjunct right now. Mercury will be retrograding into Taurus, I think, on the 28th. So if you have any business negotiations, if you're trying to move, sign mortgage, you're trying to get in there and get yourself a better deal, you know, I want you to remember that because Mercury is retrograde, Mercury rules not only travel, he rules sales, communications, so he rules negotiations. So you may hear something out of the blue and it might be confusing for you. You're not exactly sure what it means, or you're waiting to hear back from something. Just remember that Mercury can be a trickster. You think that you're moving forward with something and then all of a sudden the conditions change or the terms change, or somebody reneges, or they back out, or they just drop off the face of the earth and you don't hear from them. But I also think that the Uranus-Mercury conjunction gives you the opportunity to really come up with some great, inventive, original ideas. And for some of you, they just may come up out of the blue. In which case, because Mercury is in Taurus, will be retrograding into Taurus, write those ideas down, okay? And then tinker with them a little bit. You want to rework, review, revise, reassess, tweak, whatever it is when Mercury goes into retrograde, so that once he comes out, which is going to be the end of May, that you can move forward with that idea. So if any of you are having, are in a high dream state and things are coming to you, if you can, try to write down as much as you can remember, because there are going to be some answers for you in there for whatever it is that might be stumping you. Also, if you're having to travel, know that Uranus can bring about bad weather out of the blue. So this could be sudden trip cancellations due to weather. It could be just sudden cancellations of a trip altogether, delays. So try to have your A and your B and your C plans, you know, all ready to go. All right. Now, we have this Queen of Pentacles who's just shown up. And this reading will apply whether you are male, female, heterosexual, same-sex, business, partnerships, romantic partnerships, familial partnerships, friendships. We'll just see what comes out, okay? As with all readings, open readings, please take what you can and disregard what you cannot. Something's coming back around. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Now, the night, I read all nights like events. They can show up like people, but basically the job of the night is to bring you messages and news. Okay? That's their job. That's what they do. They are sent out by the king and the queen to survey the territory and to pass messages back and forth. Okay? They are representatives of the court. This is an incredible spread. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana right behind each other. And then I have these cups. I have the 8, the 9, and the 10. And that's significant because this tells me that the 8 is we're almost near the end. Here is the 6 of Swords. It is the only swords card in the deck. And I only have one pentacle card. For those of you who don't know anything about the tarot is broken into two groups. And what we have are the major arcana. That is the first group, numbered 0 through 21. But there are 22 cards. The reason why there are 22 cards is because he's not counted. Look, there is the Fool and the Magician, the 0 and the number 1 card. Okay? And the major arcana are our life lessons and our spiritual lessons. This is about our soul growth and soul evolution. Now, remember I was talking to you about that series card? How sometimes you have to give up something so that other people can gain. Here, the Queen of Pentacles walking away. Okay, there's the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is about leaving behind things that you care very deeply about. Okay, or things that you have a lot of emotional investment in. And you walk away from those things because typically I see this card, it can represent a relationship, but at the same time, for the most part, it speaks to me of like a spiritual quest. Maybe for some of you, you're having to leave behind some kind of attachment to some kind of earthly thing. Okay? It's a coins card, and the coins represent the physical plane. Why? Because whatever those things are, or whatever you've been striving for, or whatever you have accumulated right now, just don't satisfy you. There's remember that soul dis-ease and disquiet I was speaking about at the beginning. Here we have the World card. So we see someone walking away. The 8 of Cups represents Saturn and Pisces. And Saturn and Pisces can be a very, very weird kind of energy. I have Saturn and Pisces. And that is a heavy karma card. Very heavy karma card. Why? Because Saturn is the Lord of Karma. And Pisces is the most karmic sign. So it sits on the 12th house. So this is about maybe having to give up something that you really, really wanted. That is that energy of Pisces. It's that sacrifice kind of a thing. But you have to be cautious in not doing the martyr thing when you sacrifice. This is just simply about recognizing that you might have to give up something in order to get to work through that karma. This is a coins card. Saturn can make one very fearful, very nervous. Even though you may put out that kind of energy, that you're confident and this, that, and the other, but it is one that can make one very, very nervous and very excitable. But it also makes one very, very generous and very, very open and very accepting. We see we're coming into the World card. Here is another Saturn card. Now, Saturn wants you to build something, okay, that will stand the test of time. It wants you to put in structures. These structures can be spiritual structures, emotional structures, physical structures, financial structures, but it wants you to build something over time. And to me, what I'm looking at is this is someone who has sacrificed something that they wanted a whole lot. But they didn't do it from a martyrdom aspect. They did it because they understand the karmic nature of what's happening to them. Here with the World card is the last major arcana. So this tells me that whatever karmic cycle or whatever karmic things that have been going on, you're about to enter into a new cycle. So in other words, you have worked through some of that old karma. Now, does that mean you're going to have, you do. It is telling me that you're going into, look, there's the Fool card, and the Fool card is a brand new beginning. So this tells me that the old cycle of karma is ending and that there's a new cycle coming for you. Now, the thing about the Fool is, don't worry. The one thing that the Fool is saying is don't worry about what is coming next. Okay? You're going to have to step out on faith and trust that the universe or the divine or source has your back. But because we're dealing with a brand new karmic cycle, this is also warning you not to be foolish and naive. In other words, think about what you're going to be doing and how you want to do it. That is Saturn. Saturn says, remember, all that shit you did, and it's just now coming, and this is why you had to go through whatever you had to go through. Okay? I'm going to now, you've done enough work, you've made your atonement, whatever the case may be. So now it's time for you to enter into a brand new high cycle of spiritual karma. Okay? Go with blessings. But it's all about free will. Okay? So that means that you can accrue some bad karma coming up on the next one. So you really want to think about what it is that you're doing, what decisions, what choices you make, how you interact, react with people. Now, I keep getting, for some of you, you're going to be moving, physically moving. I also feel for some of you that it's telling me that your karma lies, if not overseas, or it's going to lie with something foreign or someone who is foreign to you. This could literally be someone of a different race, of a different religion, a socioeconomic background, completely different beliefs. And if not overseas, then the person most definitely lives at a distance from you. Foreign can just simply mean someone that is different from you. We can be in the same, we could be of the same country, the nationality, we could be all Americans, but I live here in Texas and you may live in Alaska and that's where you grew up. So your way of life is going to be foreign to the way of life here. So that's what foreign can encompass, a lot of things, okay? The Chariot comes in the center, and I just noticed that. I have 0, 1, then I have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And here is the Knight. I just noticed that. Now, I have the Chariot in the center, and the Chariot is the card about perseverance and determination. It is about harnessing your energies and using them in the best way possible in order to get where you want to go. Okay? I do feel that for some of you, there's something hinging on some kind of message coming in. I have Uranus and Mercury here. The Fool represents Uranus. The Magician represents Mercury. Okay? We know that Mercury is in retrograde. So we know that whatever messages come in, there might be delays, there might be miscommunications, lost messages, delayed messages. If this is really about a travel, because he represents going on a trip, there's a Chariot trying to move us forward. And here is Mercury. And he rules, the Magician, he rules travel. Okay? That's he rules the house of Gemini and Virgo. Okay? Some of you may have to travel perhaps for medical reasons. But what stands out to me the most is that the little, it looks like a dreidel to me. I don't know, like a cross, like a top thing spinning around, but they have the wings over it. And to me, again, that speaks to some kind of message. And what I'm getting is that the message is going to come, but it's going to take a while for it to get to you. And the reason why I say this is because the Chariot, this guy has absolutely no reins to drive that. But he's focused and he's determined on getting to where he wants to go. Okay? It may take him a while to get there, but rest assured, he's going to arrive where he wants to go. Now, I have these moon cards. I have the symbols of the moon here. So for some of you, this could be something that comes through for you around the new moon. And I think the new moon is a couple of days away. The new moon will be, I think, in Taurus. I I think so. And we know that the moon rules our emotions. And in Taurus, this is like a, you want to apply that earthly energy to the moon. So this is maybe about grounding your emotions while you're going through whatever it is you may be going through. But I want you to we go directly from the Magician to the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is having enough to share with everybody. It's a Mars and Pisces energy. The reason why Mars is in this energy, and it's not a comfortable energy, but Mars is there because that's your drive and your aggression. And so in order to have enough to share with everybody, you got to really get out there and hustle, okay? This card can also betoken a relationship that is coming that really is going to be everything you've ever hoped, dreamed, and wished for, okay? Now, in one respect, I can see perhaps for this queen that this is something she did have her heart set on. There's the Fool card, and she trusts that that's going to come through for her. But sometimes it could also represent having an illusion around that. Okay, so this could be simply about lowering your expectations, so to speak. Here we have this Pisces card to say that, you know, the relationship may not be exactly as you want it to be. Okay, so it's going to be up to you to trust in the universe, to stay focused, determined, as above, so below, stay positive. Okay, because ultimately with the Mars and Pisces, you can still get that. It just may look a little different than what you thought it was going to look. Okay. We have the Six of Swords, and in a way, it's kind of like that's what it's telling me. You see, because swords represents thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, communications. And what we see is someone who's moving away from what this Ten of Cups represents. Okay? But yet when they move away, they move right into the Wish card. Okay? So this could just simply be about rearranging or thinking, or perhaps even just giving up your expectations around what this Ten of Cups means to you. Okay? It's kind of odd. We see that there's another message coming in. Now, he represents the energy of fire. He typically represents Leo. But he also has a Gemini quality to him because it's an airy quality. It's the airy part of fire. And he's rushing in, okay? He's rushing in with the message. The message makes it the airy part. The speed at which this person, situation, or message comes in means that it's going to be a very highly energetic, motivated kind of a message, okay? I don't know if this means it's going to be an angry message, but there's going to be some passion behind it. Now, this is right down the center. It's nothing but movement. I want you to look at this. See, he's walking. It's like, okay, well, I walked enough now. And now it's time for me to, this literally means that some of you will be moving, or someone that you are associated with is going to be moving. I mean, a literal move. Here we have the World card. That speaks to world travel or just travel. There is a lot here is going on a trip. I mean, there is a lot of movement in this spread. I haven't seen it like this before. You know, I do a lot of readings, and so I'm rarely sometimes surprised by the cards. But it is these cards right here. This is Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. And Jupiter right now is also in retrograde. It's retrograde in Libra. But even when Jupiter is retrograde, it just means that it's giving you time to reassess your relationships. Are you codependent? Is someone else codependent on you? How do you want the balance to go? let me rethink this so that it can be a cooperative and something beautiful and something harmonious. And this is across all spectrums of relationships. Maybe this Fool card was jumping in too soon. You know, I mean, look at this. We have the Queen over to the Chariot to the 9. Whatever is happening here, I really don't want to say this really for someone out there. This really is going to be something life-changing. It really will be. I think the Chariot in the center is saying, you know, to take your time with this, whatever this is. I think for some of you, you've already put in a lot of time. There's that 8 of Cups. Wow, I'm kind of astounded by this reading. I want to look at, I really want to look at this 8 of Cups here. And you know what's funny? I kind of fear putting the 9, anything on the 9 of Cups, but I really want to look at that card. And if not that one, then that 6 of Swords. And this could, you know, I don't know what this is. It's whatever it is, the energy coming off of it is very lovely. This is Jupiter in Pisces. So in effect, I kind of have 3 Pisces cards here. Here's a Cancer card. I have 2 air cards, 3 air cards. It reads, especially across the center, it reads somebody moved or somebody went back to where they came from, around water, by water, near water. But they didn't want to go. But because they recognized the karmic, and maybe this was even an unconscious thing, they did it, and they just did it. But I don't think they did it with any drama or with any fanfare. There was no fighting, no crying, no, they just did it. Like a quiet acceptance. And it's almost reading like, because they were able to do that and they recognized the situation really for what it was, because this already shows that this person is grounded, okay? This person is grounded. And sometimes it helps to be grounded when you realize that there's nothing you can do to change a situation, okay? So, I don't know, maybe you have been fearful, maybe you have felt stupid, maybe you have felt whatever it is you've been feeling. I don't think by any stretch of the means that the person has given up really what they want, and they have been really trying to maintain a positive, as above, so below, really trying to maintain the positivity. You see, because we see them walking away, but they're able to just do what they need to do. And in doing that, they have moved away. Again, I keep getting that they've gone back to wherever it was they came from. I don't know. There's this references to a trip, so I don't know if this was about visiting someone, or someone coming to visit you, but there was a separation. But this is about moving away from whatever this Eight of Cups was all about. So that's why we're going to look at that. But doing it in a really kind of just a quiet kind of a way. There's a lot of big cards here, and there's a lot of movement, but there's not a lot of strife. There's not a lot of negative energy here. Even the Eight of Cups is not negative, because sometimes those things that we want may not be what's best for us. And so we should not be granted those things, no matter how much we want them, because they're in the end, they're going to be more harmful than they will be helpful. And so if that has been the case, I think someone has been able to successfully integrate that lesson, because this is really what the major arcanas are about. They're about integrating spiritual lessons here. So let's take a look at this. Told you it was about a trip or a visit or even a move. This could even be a job transfer, even though I don't see anything talking about a job here. There's the Yardrow, a negative change. That's why the Eight of Cups has come out. So we sacrifice that. We have to walk away from whatever that is. But in terms of walking away, we walk into something new. We leave this situation behind. Yeah, that crap hurt. But we walk into something new. Now, I'm looking at this to see if maybe this is about a baby coming in, because sometimes this card can be about the birth of something new, but it's not reading to me like it's a new baby. It's reading like this is really something that somebody had to go through. I want to look at this Six of Swords now. I mean, right across the center, it's all this sunlight. There's the Tower card, that Uranus energy. But there's somebody moving away. This is the Disgrazia. I think this is about maybe a meeting going wrong or a trip going wrong. And somebody just said, okay, and they accept whatever happened. And they themselves have been working on whatever it is that and this is how they are coming about this new karmic cycle. See? It goes from being, a completely misfortunate event to having some real kind of value. The precious presence is a gift not unselfish. And it is about the changing of sensitivities. It is about moving away from feeling perhaps that it was the worst thing that ever happened, when in fact it's actually a gift to you by the universe. Now, this card is also, can sometimes mean sex. But this reading is not reading like that. It's really reading about a new high karmic cycle. And if anybody out there recognizes this situation, I want to tell you congratulations. Do pat yourself on the back because I don't think that whatever this was very tough. I mean, very easy. There is this real undercurrent of, again, it's not a negative energy. It's just an undercurrent, because sometimes the Eight of Cups can be about really somebody who really desires something very, very deeply. And then maybe they recognize at some point that maybe now is not the time. That's another message. That wasn't the time. Well, now the cards are saying that the time is about to come. Okay, let's look at what this Nine of Cups is telling us. I only see this Queen here. And here's another woman. But then everybody else is men. Everybody else. Except for the figures in the boat. And we assume that that's a woman and a child. But that could also be representative of your inner child. Okay? And that man in the boat is the universe, a source, trying to move you away from. This could be about healing old family wounds. This could be about healing some kind of soulmate relationship, a past life karmic connection. And maybe you haven't been able to do it on the physical plane. And whatever work that you have been doing, you've been doing it on a 5th or 6th dimensional level. For some of you, this could even be a 7th dimensional level kind of thing, as if you've been working it out on those particular levels. Sometimes this will happen, particularly through dream states. That's why I brought up about the North and the South nodes at the beginning of the reading, and Salacia with Pisces. This is really about the correlation between your spiritual health and hygiene and your physical health and hygiene. The 6th house is opposite the 12th house. And so this is, the nodes are crossing at 0 degrees. That is a critical degree. So this is really about a new karmic cycle coming in for you. What does that mean? Well, it means whatever it means to you. The reunion. Success after a long time. And the pensiero, somebody who's thinking about that. That their wish has come true. Because what is left after the 10 of Cups or the 9 of Cups? What we're missing from this 9 is that 10. That's what we're missing. Well, guess what? The Magician has it sitting on his table. There it is. And in a way, you can kind of look at him like the Magician of he's the Dottore. And the Dottore he's always a professional, okay? He doesn't necessarily have to be a medical doctor, although that is the meaning of the card. But the Dottore is someone who is again, just a professional. And he's someone who is in a helping capacity. So it's not the priest. He could even be or have a doctorate degree, but he could be a doctor of, I don't know, physics. What do I know? If we want to look at it in a general sense, He could just be someone who's degreed, okay? Or someone who's certified and licensed. Nevertheless, he is someone who is in a caring capacity. He comes with the energy of help, assistance, care, and nurturing. He falls behind this with this Knight of Wands. I don't know what that means. Let's pull one angel answer card. I don't think, I'm going to pull 7 cards of the Fantastical Creatures Tarot to see if that will tell us on what level this has been. I already know what level it's been happening with. And that could be why maybe if some of you have been feeling in a fog. That, remember I was talking about Neptune and Salacia, the husband and the wife. Okay. Neptune rules Pisces. Well, so does Salacia. She's the queen. They share it together. So this could literally be about the healing of some past life karmic relationship. Okay. Which may be why it did not go as it was before, when it first happened. That's why it didn't work, because and if I think one person may have been in that capacity, I'm here to pay you back kind of a thing. But the other person, and this is on a karmic level, the other person viewed them as an enemy. These 3 cards. It's those 3 cards. And so that's why it did not go either as hoped or planned for. So somebody recognized on a spiritual level, I've got to walk away from this and I need to go heal my own things. And hopefully that person is able to heal their own things. It's almost like the wheel of the Fortuna card in this deck, blindly steering someone else's destiny. Success. Now, success is relative. And what you may consider to be successful, someone else may not. But, you know, what does it matter if anybody else thinks you're if you're not subscribing to their same definition? If you feel successful, you're happy with where you are, and your life is good, and it's like you want it. I'm going to read the meaning of that success card. Just give me a second. I want to put 7 cards down of the Fantastical Creatures to see. I'm going to have to read you the and if this is not talking about the actual reunion, I mean, if there is a reunion coming, I'm not picking up when. But to me, what the success card is saying is that whatever you've been through, you have passed the test. Okay? You passed the test. And so there's no need to revisit it anymore. And celebrate that. It has been a success. You passed the karmic test. Whatever karmic lessons you've been going through, if you haven't passed it yet, you are on the verge. So don't, the Chariot card, don't give up. Don't give up. Now is not the time to lose your faith and determination. 7 cards. 10 of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. There's our Neptune. Only she shows up in this deck like Medusa, the Gorgon, frozen in time. When people looked upon the Gorgon, they would turn them to pillars of salt. Everybody knows the story of Medusa. She had snakes for hair for snakes. Snakes for hair, that's what I'm trying to say. The 2 of Cups. The Star card. The Chariot, a second chariot. the Three of Swords, and then the Page of Wands. With the Two of Wands under the deck. Now this is Jenny Greenteeth. And this represents the Three of Swords. And this is about let me read to you the Three of Swords. Jesus, I can't see anything. And what the meaning of the Three of Swords is in this deck. It speaks, it says, an omen of heartache, sadness, losses, and possible rejection. The card reveals the pain of separation in a love relationship. And again, it's kind of like it's played out again here. That there is, we can look at this card like a sacrifice. This is somebody who is not even, they're kind of, it says, the sword on the bank represents the consciousness. The upright sword in the water denotes the subconscious mind. The third sword dangling from the tree limb symbolizes the higher consciousness or universal state of mind. None of the swords attract Jenny Greenteeth, as she has no conscience. And I think what the card is saying is that maybe for some of you, you feel as if somebody rejected you, you know, and you don't understand how they were able to do it, perhaps in the manner that they did it. But I think the big meaning of that card is that losses and rejection really, really aren't, how do I put this? They're just something that we have to go through. Okay? It's not fair. It's not unfair. It's just something that happens. There is no real interest in, and maybe that's what the card's saying, is really don't focus on why did it happen or why did it not happen or why did it, because really ultimately there is no rhyme or reason to it. That's what I'm getting. Now we have this odd Ten of Pentacles, and let me give you the meaning of the Ten of, I'm just going to read to you straight from the book, okay? And I don't care if none of y'all like it. Hell, go find somebody else's channel if you don't like it. Success and prosperity are at hand. It says quality time with your family will assure them of a secure future. Whatever you begin or straighten out now will last for years. That's that Capricorn energy, which is Saturn. But now here we have the Hanged Man. Medusa. But it's also the card of Pisces, Neptune. Everything is frozen, and a barrier in your life keeps you from moving forward. It also speaks to living through tremendously stressful conditions, but managing to survive by waiting for the right time. Here's the Two of Cups. And I believe that for some of you, this opportunity has either already been presented to you. Why? Because it sits on the left side of the focus card. Here's the focus card. But it also speaks to that it's coming up. It's the Two of Cups, the Star, and the Chariot. But then here's this Three of Swords. I'm going to pull Sibila's on that Three of Swords. The Two of Cups is just what it says. That's in every deck, no matter what they tell you. It's every deck, the same thing. Two of Cups. An emotional time in your life when you should think through every action twice before doing it. If you are self-disciplined and responsible, you will benefit greatly in the end. It speaks to a successful partnership or love affair will soon appear. If you recently quarreled with a lover or friend, this is an excellent time to make up. Here's a Star card. So even if, let's say you send somebody an email and you apologize and they don't even come back to you, don't, Three of Swords, don't worry about it. You know, don't worry about it. The Star card, you will achieve success in spite of adversity and opposition because you have tapped into a new line of energy. Many good experiences are coming your way. Here we are. They're coming your way. There's a Chariot trying to move you along. The Chariot. I'm going to have to redo my whole syllabus for the classes. I don't know why they just came to me while I was reading that. The Chariot. If you sustain your efforts during a conflict or struggle, you will win in the end. This card can also mean unexpected good news, travel, or change in your life. Practice self-control to reach your goals. Now, we're going to come back to this Three of Swords because it's really just kind of the odd card out. It really just kind of the odd card out. And I'm not quite sure what Miss Jenny Greenteeth is trying to tell us here. I'm going to read the whole thing. A fearsome creature, Jenny Greenteeth, drags unsuspecting people into her dark, swampy home, and they are never seen again. Jenny has sharp teeth, green like the slime covering the pool. Vague images of her victims can be seen in the dark organic foliage. I've already read to you. The sword on the bank represents the consciousness. The upright sword in the water denotes the subconscious mind. The third sword dangling from the tree limb symbolizes the higher consciousness or universal state of mind. None of the swords attract Jenny Greenteeth as she has no conscience. An omen of heartache, sadness, losses, and possible rejection. This card reveals the pain of separation in a love relationship. But then here comes this Page of Wands. And it could just be I get now what she's telling me. You are awaiting the results from something you have started. Focus your energy and will to fulfill your desires, but be certain that the end result is that what you really want. And I think that this is someone who is representative of the fear. Something has happened before, and this is representative of the fear. So in other words, it's kind of like, I've been through it once before. I don't know if I can go through it again, kind of a thing. Okay. Two of Wands. Past efforts and thoughts directed toward change will allow you to take on a new role or make radical changes in your lifestyle. I think that's what this is telling you, to let go of whatever it is that has happened to you in the past. Let me go back because it tells you, it says this card can be used to help you let go of emotional losses and pain. That's really all it's talking about. I don't even need to pull another card on that. So this is about somebody who might be in kind of like a suspended animated state right now. They're going through something. And so this is about staying focused on what it is that you really want. You know, and give it some great thought. All right, one card to sum up the whole reading. Going on an hour now. There's a solar plexus chakra showed up at the bottom, and that is the chakra that helps you to tap into your needs. One card. The Four of Wands. It's about joy and stability. Now, let's read first about the Success card. And then we're going to read about the joy and stability. 72. That's a 9. Now, look, I got it right there. See, 72, that's a 9. So, right now, this is probably going to be a moment of a pause. Congratulations, you are on the road to success. You needn't have any reservations about your situation, as it's going to work out beautifully. Part of living a successful life is taking care of yourself. Remember, that's what I was saying. It's wonderful to have many things to be grateful for, But make sure you don't wear yourself down by working too hard. So take time to enjoy peace in your life. I think I said something about that in the, oh, the nodes. The nodes. The nodes. And sometimes this is about allowing people to just come in and help you, you know, and forgetting about if you've done it before, somebody screwed you over, forget about it, because that person is not this person that's come. They're two separate people. Okay, let's look at the joy and stability. It's the Four of Wands card. The key words are happiness, celebration, sharing, and renewal. Like a beautiful summer day, this card brings joyful energy. Take a break or step back just for now from any concerns you may have around matters of the heart and spend some time in happy pursuits. Find reasons to celebrate with others. Welcome this warm, sunny energy into your life. Allow it to lift your spirits. Remember the law of attraction, and a high rate of vibration will attract all that you desire. Rejuvenate your relationships by renewing yourself. And this could really be, I think I wrote something in the Transit Watch about that. This is about, you know, getting a handle really on not just your finances, but really about your own self-worth and your self-esteem. And if you've been mostly focused on your money, you know, and you've been buying things that really just kind of been filling a hole, trying to make you feel good or make you feel secure, there's something missing and you know it. And you can't buy enough to make yourself, if your self-esteem and self-love doesn't come from within, doesn't matter what you buy and what you have and how nice it is. And maybe this is what the nodes are trying to do, because again, it's that connection between mind and body. So if you can shift the focus away from the physical into the mental and the spiritual, I think it's going to, this is the lesson that's trying to come through. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Let me finish this. This card also speaks of a time of sharing and conversation. Lovingly open your heart and mind to people. Share your thoughts and above all, be a good listener. Feel the ebb and flow of energy as you communicate with others. You'll find that this brings increased stability and warmth to your relationships, helping you attract like-minded people into your life. And I do sense that for some of you, whatever this karmic thing that has, I think you've already met someone who, in a sense, brings that balance that you need into your life. But there's just a few more things that need to be worked out. Okay? And of course, that's going to be up to you. Everybody has free will. Okay? So, until next time, I hope those messages helped. Namaste.